If you're building with large language models, you already know they're incredibly powerful. But you also know they can be, well, a little wild, unpredictable. Getting them to spit out reliable, structured data that your apps can actually use, that's one of the biggest challenges in AI today. So let's dive in and figure out how to tame that chaos. We've all been there, right? You've crafted the perfect prompt, you've wired up the API, you push to production, feeling great, and then it happens. Your application just grinds to a halt, all because the LLM decided to be a little too helpful and add a friendly sentence before the JSON you desperately needed. You see an error like this pop up in your logs and your heart just sinks. The model spit out something like, "Excellent choice, here is the JSON," instead of just the JSON. And that right there, that single point of failure is what separates a cool demo from a truly robust, production-ready application. So how do we fix this for good? All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with a core problem, why these brilliant models can be so unreliable. Then we'll introduce the main solution, a technique called guided decoding. After that, we'll get into the weeds with the real technical challenge that makes this so tricky. And finally, we'll explore 3 completely different strategies developers are using to solve it: the fidelity purists, the performance pragmatists, and the seriously cool future forecasters. So the crucial thing to remember is this. LLMs are, at their heart, probabilistic. They're built to be creative, to generate fluent, human-like text. And that's amazing if you're writing an email. But it is a massive liability when your code is expecting a perfectly formatted chunk of data. For any system that needs machine-readable output, that unreliability is a total deal breaker. The solution, the big idea, is a powerful technique called guided decoding. You'll also hear it called structured output. The idea is, instead of just letting the model run free and hoping for the best, we actively constrain its choice of the very next word or token at every single step. We basically force it to produce output that perfectly follows our rules. Okay, so here's how it works in 3 steps. First, you take the structure you want, like a JSON schema, and you compile it into a formal grammar, which is just a fancy set of rules. Then, as the LLM is generating text, token by token, this grammar creates what's called a mask that says, okay, these are the only valid tokens you can choose from next. And finally, you apply that mask to the model's probabilities, basically erasing any choice that would break your structure. It's like putting up guardrails on a highway. But if it's that simple, why is this still such a tough nut to crack? Well, it all comes down to a fundamental mismatch. A mismatch in how grammars and LLMs see the world. And this is the core challenge: token misalignment. This slide gets right to the heart of it. On the left, our grammar thinks in whole concepts, like the word true. Simple. But the LLM, on the right, its tokenizer might break that same idea into all these different pieces, these different tokens. The guided decoding engine's job is to perfectly navigate this mismatch. And how different tools solve this exact puzzle is what defines the 3 strategies we're about to talk about. So, how do you handle that token mismatch? Well, our first group of developers are what I call the fidelity purists. For them, the guiding principle is mathematical precision. They believe the most important thing is to enforce the structure without distorting the LLM's original probabilities in any way. You see, the purists argue that a lot of guided decoding tools accidentally allow for improper token sequences, combinations the LLM's own tokenizer would just never create. This can lead to some really weird side effects. Hugging Face has a great example. Say you're forcing the model to choose between William and Theodore. A naive approach might accidentally boost the odds of Theodore just because its first 3 letters make up the super common token, the. The purists' tools, like direct merge, are designed to avoid this mess entirely by only ever considering valid, proper token combinations. And this just brilliantly illustrates the elegance of their approach. On the left, you can see a standard method creates this really complex decision map, an automaton with 17 different states just to handle a simple true-false choice. It's so complex because it has to account for all those improper token paths. But on the right, the purist method, by only allowing proper sequences, generates a much, much cleaner map with just 5 states. It's a more direct and faithful path for the LLM to follow. Okay, next up we have the performance pragmatists. These are the developers living in the real world of high-traffic apps and tight latency budgets. For them, the name of the game is a classic engineering trade-off: maximizing speed and efficiency, period. Now, within this group, there are really 2 main philosophies. On one side, you've got tools like Xgrammar. They favor heavy pre-computation. So if you're using the same simple schema thousands of times an hour, Xgrammar does a ton of work upfront to calculate and cache everything, making the actual generation super duper fast. On the other side is LL Guidance, which takes a more dynamic approach. It builds its logic on the fly, which is perfect for when every request has a new complex schema, and you just can't afford that long startup delay. And this chart from a SqueezeBits benchmark tells the story beautifully. When you throw dynamic, complex schemas at them, the baseline with no guidance is fastest, but obviously it's totally unreliable. LL Guidance holds up, maintaining stable, predictable performance. But look at Xgrammar. Its pre-computation strategy actually becomes a bottleneck. The throughput gets erratic and spiky because it's struggling to process all these new schemas. It just goes to show you there's no single best tool. It completely depends on your workload. All right, now for our final and maybe most advanced strategy, the future forecasters. This approach tackles constraints that are basically impossible for the other methods to solve, like, say, ensuring a whole paragraph has an exact character count. How? By using a second AI model to literally look ahead into the future. This whole strategy is built on a really cool technique from operations research called constraint programming. You can think of it like Sudoku. You don't know the final answer when you start, but you know all the rules. Each number can only show up once per row, column, and box. A CP solver works the same way, exploring all the possibilities and immediately cutting off any path that violates the rules you've set. So a system called GenCP combines this with an LLM. The LLM suggests possible next words, but the CP solver is the real boss here. It checks if those suggestions are compatible with all the constraints, even the ones that apply way at the end of the sentence. If a path starts looking like a dead end, the solver forces the whole process to backtrack and try something else. But how in the world does it know a path is a dead end before it even gets there? Ah, this is the secret sauce. GenCP uses a second, totally different kind of AI, a masked language model like BERT. Now, unlike a regular LLM that only looks backward, an MLM can see the whole sentence, past and future, to fill in blanks. By masking future parts of the sentence, it gives the CP solver a sneak peek of what's likely to come, allowing it to make much smarter choices and handle those incredibly tricky long-range constraints. It's pretty amazing. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from pure mathematics to performance hacks to futuristic constraint solving. So what does this all mean for you, the developer? Let's bring it all together so you can make the right call for your project. This table really lays it all out. If preserving the model's exact probabilities is your #1 priority, you're a fidelity purist. If you have a high-volume service with one simple repeating schema, the pre-computation of a pragmatist tool like Xgrammar is probably your best bet. If your schemas are complex and always changing, the dynamic approach of LL Guidance is the way to go. And if you are staring down a crazy complex constraint that seems impossible, well, it might be time to call in the future forecasters. At the end of the day, the chaos of large language models isn't something to be afraid of. It's just a new kind of wilderness to be understood and tamed. And now, you've got a map and a whole set of powerful tools. The only question left is, which tamer will you choose to build something amazing?